Fetty Wap, that name didn't just appear in hip-hop, it erupted. Before jail, before courtrooms, before headlines went quiet, Fetty Wap was one of the fastest rising stars music had seen in years. His success wasn't slow or gradual, it hit all at once and it hit very hard. The song that changed everything was Trap Queen. When Trap Queen dropped in 2014, it didn't feel like a normal debut. It spread like wildfire, from local streets to national radio, from clubs to global playlists. The official video alone would go on to generate hundreds of millions of views on YouTube, eventually crossing over 1 billion views across platforms. For a first major record, that level of impact was almost unheard of. Overnight, Fetty Wap went from Paterson, New Jersey to the world stage. And once Trap Queen proved he was real, the industry moved very fast. The collaboration started coming in immediately. Remixes, features, co-signs. He collaborated with Drake, one of the biggest artists on the planet at the time, a move that instantly pushed his visibility even higher. Songs like My Way and 679 followed, each pulling in tens of millions of views, some crossing the 100 million mark. Fetty Wap wasn't just getting views, he was dominating the charts. In 2015 alone, he became one of the few artists in history to have multiple songs charting simultaneously on the Billboard Hot 100. Radios couldn't ignore him, clubs couldn't avoid him. His voice became part of everyday life. Money followed quickly. Tour money, streaming money, feature money, endorsement. From the outside, Fetty Wap had officially made it. He became fame, wealth, recognition, and global fanbase. To most people, his story looked complete. But this is where the title of the story begins to matter. How did Fetty Wap end up in jail without many people even realizing it was coming? Because while fans were focused on views and hits, another story was quietly unfolding behind the scenes. Fetty Wap never came from a soft place. Paterson, New Jersey is known for toughness, loyalty, and survival. In that environment, relationships are not temporary, they are lifelong. And according to federal prosecutors, those relationships didn't disappear when fame arrived. They followed him. By the late 2010, Fetty Wap was no longer dominating the charts like before, but he was still rich, still influential, and still connected. That's when law enforcement says things crossed a line. Between 2019 and 2021, federal agencies uncovered a large organized drug trafficking operation operating across multiple states. This wasn't small-time dealing. This was a structured network moving serious quantities of drugs. We are talking about cocaine, heroin, crack cocaine, and most dangerously, fentanyl. The drugs were allegedly transported from California to New York and New Jersey using trusted carriers, vehicles, and coded communication. And according to court documents, Fetty Wap was not just nearby, he was involved. Prosecutor later alleged that Fetty Wap helped finance parts of the operation. That's a critical detail. In federal cases, financing automatically elevates someone's role. It turns an associate into a key participant. They claimed he provided money for shipments, supported logistics, used trusted people from his circle, personally possessed illegal substances. At that point, his fame didn't matter. In fact, it made things worse because federal courts treat success as proof that crimes was a choice, not a necessity. What most people don't understand is how federal cases work. The FBI and the DEA don't rush. They watch, they document, and they wait. For nearly 2 years, investigators tracked movement, monitored communication, followed money trails, and built a case so strong enough to strive court scrutiny. Informants cooperated. Evidence stacked up quietly. By the time Fetty Wap realized he was in danger, the case was already finished. Then came the moment no one expected. October 28, 2021 at Rolling Loud Festival, Citi Field, New York. Thousands of fans were waiting for a performance. Instead, Fetty Wap was arrested by federal agents before he could even step on stage. No chase, no drama, just handcuffed. That's when the world finally caught up to what investigators already knew. He was charged with conspiracy to distribute and possess controlled substances, a federal offense carrying a serious prison time, especially with fentanyl involved. Initially, he was granted bail. That was his last chance. According to prosecutors, instead of laying low, Fetty Wap violated bail conditions. They alleged witness intimidation and displaying firearms online, both massive red flags in federal courts. The judge didn't hesitate. Bail was revoked. Fetty Wap was taken back into custody, this time with no easy exit. Facing overwhelming evidence and possibility of decades behind bars, Fetty Wap made a critical decision. In August 2022, he pleaded guilty. That plea wasn't about innocence or guilt anymore. It was about limiting damage. In November 2023, sentencing arrived. The judge cited the scale of the operation, the presence of fentanyl, Fetty Wap's leadership and influence. The sentence was clear: 6 years in federal prison, followed by 5 years of supervised release. No fame clause, no music exception, no shortcuts. And that's the part that hits hardest. Fetty Wap didn't lose his career because music stopped loving him. He lost years of his life because he kept one foot in a world he had already escaped. Some artists never get way out. Fetty Wap did, and still ended up paying the highest price. That's how one of the biggest success stories in modern hip-hop quietly turned into a federal prison sentence, without most people realizing it was happening at all. Please make sure you're subscribed, liked, and commented down below for the next video to drop very soon. Bye bye.